the ultimate setup to get your Ecoflow power bank working on your standard RV utilizing the Ecoflow Alternator Charger. It's all coming up in this video. For those of you new to the channel, I'm Anton, a power engineer, industrial mechanic, and a Red Seal electrician. We cover all kinds of products and topics in an approachable way for the average everyday person. I'm glad you found us. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. We've reviewed the Ecoflow power banks ad nauseum. That means we've covered a lot of different stuff to do with the Ecoflow power generators. But today I want to look at how to actually hook it up for maximum effort in your RV. So before we actually hook it up, let's look at what the different connection options are. Now, first off is this guy. This is your standard cigarette plug adapter. This just plugs in the back of the Ecoflow, just like that, and then this plugs into usually your tow vehicle. The thing to note about this is it only supports up to 100 watts of charging power. That means if you wanted to recharge this Delta 2 from empty, it's going to take you about 11 hours. Now, I've been there. I've had this in my truck plugged in, running the truck so the battery doesn't die, trying to charge this thing up so that I can use it again. And there's nothing more painful. Luckily, Ecoflow came out with some faster options. And the first one was this guy right here. This is the Ecoflow 800 watt alternator charger. You've seen us hook this up to our tow vehicle in a previous video and kind of explore how to get maximum charging out of that. But one of the problems a lot of people had was they weren't getting the full 800 watts of recharge power, and they were just looking for ways that they could recharge their Ecoflow products fast, but maybe not quite as expensive. And that's where this guy comes in. Now, this is the Ecoflow 500 watt alternator charger. It's pretty much identical in every way to the bigger brother 800 watt unit. In fact, they're actually the same size. If I put them beside each other here, the outer shell looks exactly the same in pretty much every single way. The only way to tell the difference is this one says alternator charge 500 watt. Somewhere in the sticker on the side, it'll also say that. And this 500 watt generator is the one that we're going to install today into this. Now, this is our Keystone Springdale couples getaway trailer. It's about 30 feet long. It's modestly sized. It's good for a weekend runaway. And you can't get away for the weekend without your creature comforts like Starlink, Netflix, nice hot coffee in the morning, and that all works beautifully when you have an Ecoflow power bank. So now it's time to look at how to actually install it. So I'm going to walk you through exactly everything to do to install, and then we'll plug it in and test it out. Now, the first thing you need to do is figure out where you want to install it. Now, for me, I'm going to install it right up in here, and I'll show you why as soon as I do a little bit of cleanup. Now, this is why I picked this area here, mostly because in here I have the disconnect switch for my solar panels, which are on the roof. I have my charge controller for those solar panels. I also have my DC to DC battery charger. This allows me to charge the batteries on the trailer and the batteries in my Ecoflow unit directly off of my tow vehicle while I'm driving. But I also have this curious contraption up over here and this power cord right here. Now, this is for those of you who have inverter ready RV setup. Now, normally I'm gonna have this connected together just like this. This way, when I'm plugged into shore power, this will power all of the plugs in the trailer. But if you have an Ecoflow unit, I'll show you exactly how to hook it up so that you can run your trailer off the Ecoflow, but also charge it when you're boondocking. The first thing we're going to do is go to the back of the Ecoflow. We're going to take the AC power cord and we're going to just plug that in just like that. Then I'm going to go up to this power cord that we added. Now, I added this. If you don't have this in your trailer, it's okay. You can add one yourself using the video that I show you how to do this in a different video. Then all we're going to do is plug this in like that. So now it's going to be hard to follow here, but I'll do the best I can. So this is plugged into the Ecoflow unit. And then the other end of this, which is this guy right here, this goes to all the plugs inside the trailer. I'm gonna plug that in just like that. Now what we've done is created a loop. So if I turn this on like that and the rear AC is on, this will power the entire trailer. If I plug into AC power, then this guy will recharge and still power the whole trailer. And then whenever I lose power from my boondocking, the Ecoflow just takes over and powers the rest of the trailer. Now keep in mind, I do show you how to do this in a different video. So if you want to see it in depth, there's a different video that shows you exactly what I'm talking about, because today the focus is how to recharge this thing quickly using that Ecoflow 500 watt alternator charger in my RV. So the next thing to do is figure out where exactly you want to put this. Now you want it to be in a cool, dry place. And for me, that means I'm going to put it right here. Now I do currently have my DJI 1000 watt generator in here. So I would take that out and put this in, or you can put it in right here like that. Now, because I've already got that, install for me is going to be a little bit easier, but I will show you guys exactly how I hooked this up in a minute once I've hooked it up. Okay, we've got it installed. We've got the power hooked up and we've got the connector plugged in to the back of the Ecoflow. Now it plugs in, just in case you're not sure, right into this connector right here. There's nothing special about it. It's just an XT60 connector that you plug right in. You do not need to have this AC cord plugged in like you see me here. This is just for our boondocking connection. So I'm going to leave that unplugged for now. So I just have the XT60 connector, and then this goes to the rest of my RV to power up the inverter ready plugs. So this will not work on the air conditioner, it won't work on the fireplace that I have in there, and it will not work for the microwave. Okay, but pretty much everything else inside my trailer is now powered up and we're at 31%. The next thing we're going to want to do is add the charger to our app. So I've opened it up here. Now I'm going to say that this is my RV space and I'm going to call it RV just because I'm not very original. Okay, and then I'm going to say done. Now this is going to ask me what kind of battery I have. I have a 12 volt battery. And what kind of power station I have. Now this shouldn't matter, but I do have an Ecoflow Delta series. I do have a River 2 as well, which I might plug in later, but for now it's this. The interesting point here is it also supports third-party batteries, and then you can adjust the voltage if you know what they are. So as long as it uses that XT60 connector, you can charge those units with this as well. So we're going to say Delta series because that's what I've hooked up to. And I'm going to say confirm, and we have saved successfully. Now it is reading my voltage at 13 volts, and I want to tell it to start working. So I'm going to say start working. There we go. It's starting to do stuff. So now it is telling me I am putting 350, 363-ish watts to my Delta power bank. Now if I go back, I should be able to actually see my Delta power bank. So now it's saying, oh, you've got a Delta as well. Okay, so I'm going to add that, and I'm going to set up the Wi-Fi later. I'm going to add it to my RV and I'm going to set it as current. So now here we can see 330 watts are coming in, and then we can play with all of the settings. So in here we can set our AC recharging speed, which we would have set up before. We can set up all of our X boost and all of that stuff. So I don't need to play with any of that right now, but we can also tell it, now I prefer to not charge to 100% because it always takes a while to get there. So I'm going to say charge only to 98%, and that's it. That's as simple as it goes. Now this says that it's going to recharge in about 3 hours. Now the interesting thing here is I have Victron Smart Series connected to my solar panels. So I can see, for example, my solar panel to know that right now I'm making about 134 watts of power. So of the 300 watts that's coming in on this thing, 140 of it is coming from my solar panels. The rest is coming from my batteries. Now you can see that's climbing because the sun's actually coming out. It's just over there. It was just behind a cloud. So I've got about 600 watts of solar panels on the roof of this trailer. And I can charge this guy with the 500 watts from the solar panels. So I'm not ever using any electricity to charge this. During a regular day, This will stay topped up using my solar panels, and then it will also charge my battery. So I can pull up my smart shunt and see what my battery is doing. So my battery is currently at 100%. Now it will tell me the trend based on how much power I'm pulling. I am pulling a lot of power out of here. So it'll tell me in a minute my time remaining. Currently it thinks that I'll have power forever. Now I've got the ability to recharge this thing during the daytime when the sun's out, which is normally out in the summer when you're out camping. So I can actually have AC power, run my Wi-Fi, run my TV, run my coffee maker all day without any worry, because whatever I'm pulling out of this thing for power, it's coming right back from the sun. I never have to actually start up a generator at all to keep that nice green power coming. I do have the ability to adjust how much power I want to put in, how frequently. So if I think 500 is pulling a little bit too much, I can drop that down to 200, 300, 400, whatever. As long as you're higher than the 100 watts that cigarette plug was doing, you're way better off. Now in my case, I prefer to just keep it topped up, so I'm never discharging all the way. Now I know many of you guys are saying that's not good for the lithium batteries, and maybe it's not, but these batteries are gonna last about 20 years, so I'm not too worried if I shave a couple years off of the lifespan of those batteries if it means that I'm always charged, always ready to go. Because if you get a cloudy day, I'm not gonna be able to recharge those batteries quite as fast as I can on a full sunny day. Now, one feature that the 500 watt generator does also support is the ability to do two-way charging. So right now we've set it up to only do one-way charging. That means it can pull power from the battery to recharge the Delta Power Series. If you want the ability to actually increase the capacity of your entire system by utilizing the battery in that power bank to actually run the RV, you can do that, but you need to get this cable. Now this is the XT150 cable, and this one comes with the 800 watt alternator charger. So if you've got the 800 watt, this already has everything you need. The problem with that is this cable does not work with other generic battery banks, and it won't work with the River series. So the cable that you saw us hook up here now is the better all-around cable, but it only does one-way charging. Add this guy, you can do two-way charging. So personally, for me, I'm going to do this setup for the two-way charging because I only have one 100 amp lithium battery, and a new 100 amp lithium battery is going to cost me about $300 or $400, whereas you can get the Delta 2 for about the same price. So you get the power inverter and the battery, and suddenly the money you're saving can go into that 500 watt alternator charger. Now let's just do a quick check-in here where we're at. So we're at 33% battery, and it's going to take about 2 hours to recharge, which is fabulous. Plus, it fits all nicely tucked away inside this storage compartment here. Everything's all right here, right where I need it to be. So I can access all of my electronics, my power bank, I can turn it on and off from here. I can even use the app to connect while I'm inside the trailer, and it's all nicely out of the way, ready to go. Now, one question you guys might have is, how did I get the cable to go to the battery? And there's no easy way to say this, but somehow you need to get from inside that compartment to the outside. I'll show you how I did it. What I've done is drilled a hole right here from the inside, so way back inside there, and then I ran these cables through here to my battery. Now, I did that because I installed that DC to DC charger, which you guys saw before. So I already had these wires going inside there, so I was able to tap off of them. The rest of you are going to have your regular Ecoflow wiring that you need to connect to your terminals on the battery right there. That's great, but somehow you got to get these wires through the hole in that trailer. And if you have a new trailer, you might be a little apprehensive to drill holes in it. But if you go for it, just make sure you seal it up really well so it's waterproof again and you're not going to get any rodents in there. Because I already had my DC to DC battery bank, I was able to actually just connect directly off of there to tap into this, which It works, but preferably you're gonna connect straight to the battery instead. And we've got a ton more videos that show you all kinds of stuff like this. So if this one interested you, or you want any of the products you've seen in this video, I'll put links in the description down below where you can grab those from. There are other ways to accomplish what we've done here today, but this is the easiest way that I've found, and it is flawless. I've been using this for the last 2 seasons in a setup just like this, and it's been working really great once you get it set up and dialed in. I did have to play with the charge levels a little bit just to make sure that I wasn't fully depleting the lithium batteries on cloudy days, and I may look at adding an extra lithium battery, but for now, the big change for me was upgrading the solar panel system to get that extra 400 watts of charging for a total of 600 watts of solar power, and I've never run out of power. It's been great. I can go for days and days and days, and I never run out of power, and I have all of the creature comforts that I've come to expect while I'm out camping. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.